Hi everyone, Janet Boyer here. I hope you're enjoying the holiday season. I cannot believe Christmas is in a few days. I just want to share with you a Christmas junk journal that I just finished a little bit ago. I had started on it last year, put it in the bin for the next year. Because the season's over and I'm not in the mood, I just don't keep doing it. I don't know. But the good news is then when the season comes back the next year, then I can work on like, oh, I forgot I had that. I actually have two journals that um, were in the bin that I hadn't finished. So I have one mini one that I'm still working on. We'll see if it gets done in time. But I just finished this today and I can't wait to show you. It has bejeweled dangles, as you could probably see, homemade tags, ribbon trim, cards. I even have a couple handmade ATCs. ATCs are artist trading cards. And I made them a couple years ago, and I don't belong to any groups online anymore to trade because I'm not on Facebook anymore. And so they're just kind of in a cool binder, and I thought, oh, wouldn't it be neat to tuck them in and make it a part of this journal? So without further ado, let's take a look. And as almost always, I use two different color seam bindings. I chose a kind of like a vintage amber that almost looks like gold and a darker red. And what I do, in case you're new here, welcome. Glad to have you. Thank you for subscribing. And what I do is I take a piece of ephemera and I glue, first I glue ribbon underneath and then I put glue on the ephemera. And that way it's a permanent closure and it's a part of the journal. So this is the back. And I put metal corners on. As you can see, it's a beautiful chunky monkey, but there's plenty of empty space for recording memories, journaling, gluing photos of the Christmas season and what have you. And this is a 5-hole pamphlet stitch. Shout out to my son Noah, as always, who helps me with that because I have tendonitis and it's really hard for me to sew. So shout out to him. I put a bejeweled spine dangle on there with a wreath. And there's a bunch of different rub-ons. And I love this cardstock because it has actually some shiny silver stars. I thought, oh, that looks so vintage and so cool. So the theme, I mean, it's Christmas, but it's a lot of Santa and packages from the North Pole and things like that. So let's go ahead and take a look. There's some hand-dyed papers as well. And handmade tags. I had sprayed this with some cool mica spray, red and green, and then I found this clear tape that I thought, oh, it's simple, but it looks nice. And then you can write memories on that or put pictures, whatever, use it as bookmark. And then used a, can't remember what it's called, pinking shears, yeah, to get those edges. Did some rub-ons back here and a Santa. It's one of the hand-dyed papers. I think it was like red on like a cream colored copying paper, so it kind of gives like a pink, like a cotton candy type look. And there's tons of rub-on elements, stickers, cool papers of different sizes, pockets. This is one of those ATCs I was telling you about. And it's just like different found items. I think this was cut out from wrapping paper and rub-ons and some trading stamps, some stickles. And then because it's an artist trade card, I put my name. I named the card itself and I put the date. So this was from 2 years ago. And as always, I have a couple bags in here in an envelope. Journaling tag. A little paper bag. There's also a couple word finds in this journal. So Christmas goodies, and then so you can actually have a word find or two. I think there's like 3 in here, I'm not sure. As you can see, plenty of room to like put your pictures or memorabilia for Christmas pasts, like tickets or what have you. Another journaling card in the pocket. There's also some vintage music paper in here. This talks about Mr. Santa, don't forget about me. So there's vintage Christmas music paper in here. There's also vintage magazine papers and games and puzzles. More vintage Christmas music. Papers with different kind of washi tapes, and this is a vintage wrapping paper. I put some pom-pom trim on there. I thought that was cute. Whoops. This is one of those vintage magazines. I can add old-fashioned Coca-Cola. This tore, but the fun thing about junk journals is you fix everything with washing tape. Washing tape covers a multitude of sins, they say. So put some washi tape and a sticker on that, and it adds kind of to the junky feel, the handmade feel. Those are old Christmas ads. Another vintage Christmas carol music. Another bag. And I put 2 journaling cards there. This is going to be available at our Shayboy or Etsy shop, CHEZBOYER.etsy.com. I'll get some pictures up and descriptions and put that in our shop. I have quite a few journals, handmade journals in there. A mushroom journal and Dark Apothecary, and gosh, I can't even remember all the ones I have, but there's quite a few handmade journals. This I actually made a few years ago. I don't think they sell them anymore, but joggles.com has some special cardstocks you could buy in unusual shapes. And this was a part of a disc-bound journal, and it was circular, as you can see, but I thought, oh my gosh, that looks like a ornament. So a few years ago, I took my washi tape and I just made an ornament out of it, but I just had it on the side. I didn't do anything with it. So these are all individual different washi shapes, but I thought washi tapes, but I thought, oh, it looks like an ornament. And then I glued this. Oh my God, my brain, guys, menopause, painted it gold. There we go. And I thought, what can I do with this in this journal? So what I did is I glued it to some cardstock and I made a flip up. Isn't that cool? So even the flip up part is decorated. And then I made like a hidden journal spot. So there's some papers here, paper there, and some more journaling spots. And here's another word find with words like toboggan and fireplace, blankets, hot chocolate, sled, boots, icicle. Another, this is from a vintage Christmas book for kids. I think it was about Rudolph. More hand-dyed papers. A red doily. On the other side, it's cream. This is actually a paint chip that you get from the paint store. But I thought it was so cool because it said juniper tree and soothing eucalyptus. So I turned this into a pocket with some rub-ons and a sticker. And then I put a faux postcard. Well, it's not faux, it's real, but I should say faux vintage postcard. So there's a lot of more vintagey elements in this journal, like poinsettias and what have you. This is one of those ATCs I was telling you about that I made. Old-fashioned sand, some rub-ons and papers. And that was made a couple years ago, and I call it special delivery. More of the advertisement vintage. You could tell it's really old. Here's one of the envelopes I have. I tricked out. I had a lot of you know what this was? This was a HelloFresh envelope. And I got it over a year ago. You know how they send out ads to sign up for HelloFresh or whatever. And it was this cool green envelope. And I thought, oh, wow, that is really pretty on the other side. I might be able to use that. So turned it into a Christmas envelope with different paints and rub-ons and stickers. See? Isn't that neat? Naughty or nice. And then I put in 2 more journaling cards. Looking vintage. I just love doing like little hidden things and unexpected stuff. And I also turned it into a pocket and I made a bookmark. Keeping with the vintage theme. And these are all rub-ons. Handle with care, special delivery, holiday greetings, North Pole, and all that. The bookmarks, of course, you can use, take it out and use it all year long. And use those pockets for something else. More of the Rudolph story. I think that was some kind of reader that was teaching kids how to read. And I thought, oh, that's cool. Here we go, the third Christmas word find. Like Rudolph, Blitzen, Donner, Vixen, Sleigh, Cupid, Dancer. Another vintage Christmas music. And then I can't remember who, I should have remembered for the video, but I didn't. It was this cool tutorial online where you take vintage music, of course you could do other papers, and you kind of like do a double fold and you make pockets out of them. So I took We Three Kings of Orient and I turned them into these pockets. And I put these journaling cards in there. So isn't that cool? You could also, I guess, not glue that and make it a double pocket on each side, but I thought, well, the single's enough. But yeah, an actual piece of sheet music that I like. I think you fold it in thirds and then you kind of turn it into a V, and had to watch the video a few times and follow along. And then I used a little part of a circular punch, so there was a tab. So I thought that was cool. My husband really liked that. And he said, that's neat. Well, thank you. And then I had some other music that I just made a regular pocket. And put in more journaling cards. As you can see, tons of journaling space in here. So this is like a functional journal. I mean, some journal makers, boy, they put so much stuff in there, but there's not a lot of stuff to write, places to write. And I want to make sure that it was a place where people can record their memories and have enough room to paste, pictures and things like that, and their memories. This is a little pocket I made out of, again, vintage Christmas music. And it's just a little, 2 little journaling cards that I tucked in. I guess you would call that a tuck spot more than a pocket, but you know what I mean. It's really cool to see miniaturizations of these vintage Christmas ads. These are actual vintage ads that were shrunk down and turned into cardstock, so it's really cool to see those. Oh, then I found this. And I can't remember where I got it, if it was a swap. And I had it for a few years, and it said he had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. And it was just this piece of vellum. And I thought, oh my God, if I can find a cool piece of Santa, maybe put it underneath and put that over. And it's just a cool little flip. And I did find it. So I was like, oh, that's perfect. So you can see him in there. And then you flip it. And I put a Believe in Magic rub-on. Some washi tape. This is actual ribbon to add like different textures. It's really cool, like rough filling. Wintry trees, and then Believe. Some more rub-ons and stickers. And I put like a little Tim Holtz, a couple Christmas sentiments in here. Not many, but as I put the candles glimmer on that vintage ad. I thought, oh, that's cute. This is also a paint chip. I think this is from Magnolia, like that, what's her name? Oh, husband and wife team. I can't remember her name. Joanna Gaines. And it's actually this paint chip, this paint color is called By the Fireplace. And I'm like, oh my God, that's just too perfect. So I found a fireplace sticker and then some washi tape with Santa and the Sleigh. It's actually called By the Fireplace. And then I made a bookmark with candles and all the things that you would want by a fireplace or to keep warm and cozy, like a hope chest and blankets, a candle, and some embroidery, things like that. And I was like, oh, that's neat. To you, a Merry Christmas Day. Another one of those sentiments. Wrapping paper. Like I said, lots of stickers or rub-ons. And we're almost at the end. The last of the ATCs. This is probably one of my favorites that I've ever made. Small but bright. Isn't that cute? I love how it came out. Put some white spray on black and I made it look like snow. And I also made a little notebook. It's using that Japanese, it's like a compression tool where it's like staples without staples. I don't know how it works, but it works. There's a small one and a large one. The small one only affixes 5 pages at a time. So I made a little mini notebook with different types of papers. So you can like write memories in it. So more journaling space, right? Isn't that cool? Pocket. And I just made this today. I thought, you know what?